Okay, so the slack that I was personally cutting Cyberpunk has just been tightened up as tight as it can possibly get after seeing this statement, this article they've put out, because I'm just sick and tired of the games that all of these AAA development companies play, and I'm not blaming the developers for this. I really hope that with this stuff they don't have extra crunch and they're having to work stupid hours and stuff. It would be about time the CEO of CD Projekt Red needs to step up and just sort everything out. So this here that you'll see on screen is admitting they hid everything for the base consoles. Like, we already knew that, but for it to come from the developers just shows that they don't care. They're nowhere near as good a company as everyone makes out they are. They've absolutely mugged everyone off, and I said in my last video that was questioning, like, should you buy Cyberpunk 2077? And I said a lot of different stuff in that, but I said you need to give them time, but now that time's up. I said within like a month to 2 months, see exactly where the game is, but no, just it's far too late for that stuff already, and the game's only been out a few days. I'm sick and tired of developers trying to pull this shady shit off. It's all just corporate, like scummy corporate practices, and it's not fair to the consumers. I don't care if you're going to try and defend this. It is not acceptable what they've done. They have taken everyone's money, and now they're just trying to build up their reputation again, which isn't going to work. But I can tell you now that they don't care. The only reason they're trying to build their reputation up is because their stocks are plummeting. Their investors are going mad. They're not going to be making as much profit as they wanted to. And it's an absolute shambles. Like, the only reason they didn't delay the game anymore is because their stocks already started going down. So they released the game knowing full well the bad shape it's in, just to try and build their stocks back up. But I'm glad it's continuing to go down. It deserves to go down, because it's not fair for consumers that are paying money to buy a broken product. And people can say that all you ever do is sit there and moan. Yeah, too fucking right. People have been mugged off with this. They've paid their hard-earned cash to purchase this game, and it's pretty much unplayable on those consoles, and it was all hidden purposely, just so they could release the game without any issues of people complaining. But the complaints have all started piling up now, every single right for people to bring it up. But this says, first of all, we'd like to start by apologising for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles. Yeah, but it wasn't just the fact that they never showed us the game. When players got reviews, there wasn't a single copy that went out for consoles. No review copies at all. They all went out on PC. But even on PC, they still didn't want you showing your own recorded footage. They said in their embargo, you are not allowed to show this footage, you have to use our B-roll stuff. So basically use the footage they put together for trailers to try and trick the minds of the consumers to purchase the game and think it's amazing. I can tell you right now, my opinion, the game is very, very good. A lot of fun, a lot of hours to be put into it. But it's different across every single platform, and it's a case-by-case basis. I'm enjoying the game, still having problems every now and then, but I know people that are having problems way more than me, to the point where they pretty much can't play their game. I've heard that on the next generation of consoles, the hardware that should be able to put up with it in terms of consoles, I've heard that you are lucky to get 60 FPS. You're basically pushing for like 30 to 60. And I mean, it's not an actual next generation upgrade, it's all running through backwards compatibility, but that's still not the point. People will sit there and say, yeah, but these consoles, the ones that are having all the really bad problems, they're 7 years old. The hardware just can't put up with it. That's nothing to do with the consoles. The game should be able, the console should be able to cope with the game. It's the fact that these developers haven't compressed the game down enough for that hardware to cope with it. They have all of these development kits and stuff. They should have been able to do that. And if you're going to say that the hardware can't cope with it, so why did they release the game on those consoles? But not only that, why did the delay from the 19th of November to December 10th happen? It only happened because they were trying to optimize the game across all platforms, but the two they were focusing on trying to do that with were the base versions of the PS4 and the Xbox One. So, if it's the case of these, everyone knowing that these consoles can't put up with it, why did we have to wait an extra 3 weeks? There was a lot more they needed to do and stuff they still didn't do. All of the game testing that the game supposedly went through. There's a massive bug within the first hour of the game. How the fuck does a game tester not pick that out? There is so much shady shit going on within this game, it's an absolute mess. CD Projekt Red have lost a huge amount of their reputation, deservedly as well. But they're now claiming that they're going to be like putting out bug fixes and crash fixes and improving the overall experience. That shouldn't be the case after the game has already launched. That should be the case of doing that stuff before you bring the game out. They never should have set a release date on this game until it was near ready. A lot more companies have started doing that. And it doesn't make any sense to do that because they always come out broken. But not only that, they are like forcing you to do certain things in the game that players might not want to do. And I say that because I saw a tweet from someone saying that they were trying to do a main mission and they were sat around just twiddling their thumbs basically for 5 hours real life time, not having a clue why they didn't receive the phone call for the job. And friends have not received phone calls for jobs in this game. You're told to wait a day to receive a call to find out more info, and you wait an in-game day and it just doesn't come through. They haven't set up a lot of the mechanics properly. I've heard there's game-breaking bugs at some stages. Like, there's a mission, I don't have a clue what mission it is, but you basically have to interact with this computer thing, and it doesn't work. There's no interaction prompt. There's a lot of stuff missing from this game. On the consoles, apparently the streets are empty. There's no people walking around or anything. You get that stuff on PC. So why should the experience be so different from console to PC? It's not fair at all. We have paid money for this product, and when I say money, it's like £50 on Steam, 60 or 70 on consoles or whatever. I've seen people paying like €220 for collector's editions of this game. They have reeled in so much money, and now they seem to think that putting out an article like this saying they're going to fix it is acceptable. They have made a ridiculous amount of money, but they've lost a load more reputation. CD Projekt Red will never be trusted anywhere near as much as what they were. Yeah, people said that The Witcher 3 had a load of problems at launch as well. So, shouldn't these companies be learning from their mistakes? Massive Entertainment claimed they did with Division 1, they made a shit ton more in Division 2. Why should us, as consumers, why should we trust these companies and pay the money for these products? And several people in the comments are probably going to say, oh yeah, you more than likely pre-order games. Yes, I do, but why do I? I get paid to play these games. The money I spend on these games comes from the community that watch me on YouTube. I put the money back in and I go through the shit of these companies to point out their mistakes and to warn you guys and help you save money. My goal is to try and test games to save you guys having to do it, because I know people out there that are struggling and they still purchase these games just to have a really shit experience. Is that fucking fair? Whilst all these CEOs are sitting there raking in millions and millions a month and just sitting there laughing at the people that they are completely scamming. Yes, CD Projekt Red are giving out refunds across the digital copies of the game, but just because they've basically said sorry, does that make it right? No, it doesn't. An apology doesn't mean shit. So now this is CD Projekt Red's time to actually put work into the game without running the developers into the ground with all the hours they're probably going to have to work. And they need to show that they actually care about the consumers. I've got one idea in mind, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, why would they do that? They stated that there will be free and paid DLC. They now need to cut out all of the paid DLC they had planned. They need to release that stuff for free. They need to keep us in the loop about updates. They need to be transparent with what is going on. Otherwise, they will never be trusted again by a lot of people. You have people in the replies and stuff saying, oh, don't worry, it's not your fault, honestly. Just no. It is their fault. They've designed this product. They've created this product. And they have released it knowing full well it's nowhere near ready to actually ship. They did it all because of stock. You have so many people defending this, and there is absolutely no reason to defend these scummy practices that they have implemented into their marketing. They're using work from home. The transition's been tough. That's why development wasn't up to scratch. So why sit there and promote it as though it is up to scratch? Why sit there with the Night City Live wire saying everything is looking good to go? How did the game get approved to go gold in the condition it's in? There's been a lot of dodgy stuff going on within this game. The work from home thing is a load of shit. Other companies can manage to do it without problems. And an apology is unacceptable. No one gives a shit if you're sorry. You just need to correct it. And I really hope the stocks continue to plummet until they get their finger out of their arse and they do what needs to be done. It's all good telling people, well, we're going to have updates out within the next 7 days, and we're going to start getting more frequent patches, one in January, followed by another one in February. I want to see the updates coming out. I want to see people on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 having a good, smooth, fun experience. There is one phrase that comes to mind, and that is actions speak louder than words. I'm going to leave the video there because I think I've said enough, and I expect hate on this video. I know a lot of people are going to defend the game, but seriously, if you're that far inside CD Projekt Red's arseholes, then you can just fuck yourself. I don't want to hear all the shit. I enjoy the game, yes, but they have absolutely no right to treat their consumers like this. It's scummy, to say the least. But let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it.